So, you're thinking about buying an electric vehicle here in Canada. Well, you've picked an interesting time, because the whole game is about to get a major shakeup. If you've been sitting on the fence, 2026 might just be the year you've been waiting for. Let's plug in and see what's what.
This really is the big question, isn't it? After a year that's been, let's just say, a little confusing with some shifting goalposts, we're finally starting to see some real clarity. In this explainer, we're going to walk through everything you need to know so you can answer that question for yourself. So why the big shift all of a sudden? Well, to be blunt, 2025 was a pretty tough year for anyone looking to buy an EV in Canada. As Clean Energy Canada put it, a series of policy decisions basically broke the market. It left a ton of potential buyers just feeling confused and deciding to wait it out. It was this weird situation where EV sales were falling here while they were taking off everywhere else. But that's all about to change.
And the single biggest change, the thing that really rewrites the rulebook for 2026, is the return of a major federal incentive. Let's dig into that.
This right here, this is the number you need to remember. Up to $5,000, that's the maximum rebate you can get for a brand new battery electric vehicle, and it's specifically designed to bring a lot more models within financial reach for a lot more of us.
So the official name for this program is the Electric Vehicle Affordability Program, or EVAP. It kicks off on February 16th, 2026, and it gets you that full $5,000 for a pure battery electric car and still a very solid $2,500 for a plug-in hybrid. But there are always some important details you need to get your head around.
Okay, now here's where the fine print actually gets really interesting, and it's good news. That $50,000 price cap, it isn't based on the sticker price, the MSRP. It's based on the final transaction value, the price you actually shake hands on with the dealer. That means a little bit of negotiation could suddenly make a car that seemed just out of reach totally eligible. And here's the real kicker. If that EV is assembled right here in Canada, that price cap, it just doesn't apply at all.
And another really crucial point, this program is on a clock. That full $5,000 rebate is for 2026. As you can see, it gradually tapers down each year after that, eventually dropping to just $2,000 by 2030. So it's pretty clear the earlier you get in, the more you're going to save.
Okay, with the financials out of the way, let's get to the fun part, the cars themselves. The selection for Canadian buyers is growing really fast. You've got legacy automakers and new players all rolling out some seriously compelling options. Let's take a look at some of the top contenders that should qualify for this new rebate.
This slide is kind of your quick and dirty comparison of 4 of the heavy hitters: the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the VW ID.4, the Hyundai Kona Electric, and of course, the Tesla Model Y. You can see right away their base prices all fall in that sweet spot for the rebate, and they offer a really great mix of range and unique features. Now let's zoom in on each one.
First up, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. It takes that iconic name and brings it into the electric age with a lot of style. It can get you over 500 kilometers of range. It's got this massive touchscreen inside and a really clever 73-liter drainable front trunk, the Frunk, which is perfect for tossing in snowy boots or wet beach towels.
Next is the Volkswagen ID.4. This is just a fantastic all-around electric SUV. It offers a really solid 468 kilometers of range, and it's a quick charger, getting you back up to 80% in less than half an hour. But the huge news for 2025 is that it comes with a NACS adapter. That's the plug that lets you hook up to Tesla's network. It opens up access to compatible superchargers and makes road trips a whole lot easier.
The Hyundai Kona Electric is a favorite for a reason. It's just packed with smart, practical features. You get a great 420-kilometer range and this very cool vehicle-to-load function, which lets you actually use the car's battery to power other stuff, like your laptop at a picnic or even a small kettle when you're camping. Plus, you can tell it was built with Canada in mind, with features like a heat pump and even a heated charge port door so it doesn't freeze shut.
And of course, there's the Tesla Model Y. It's a leader when it comes to range, pushing up to 542 kilometers in the long-range version. The key advantage here is still its seamless access to that huge and super reliable supercharger network, where you can add over 200 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes. On top of that, with the seats folded down, the cargo space is just immense. We're talking hockey bags, camping gear, whatever you've got, it'll probably fit.
So you've found a car you love. Awesome. But now for the big Canadian reality check. What is it actually like to live with an EV, day in and day out? Let's tackle the 2 biggest questions I always hear. Where do I charge the thing? And can it really survive one of our winters?
Okay, charging is way simpler than you probably think. For like 90% of your driving, you'll just charge it at home overnight, exactly like your phone. You wake up with a full tank every single morning. For those longer road trips, you use public DC fast chargers, which are basically the gas stations of the EV world. And like we saw with adapters becoming standard on more cars, access to networks like Tesla superchargers is opening the door for everyone. Range anxiety is becoming less and less of a thing.
Ah, winter. The ultimate test. But trust me, modern EVs are more than ready for the challenge. First, when you're buying, look for those winter-ready features, like a heat pump. It's way more efficient. Second, and this is key, precondition your car while it's still plugged in. This warms up the battery and the cabin, using power from the wall, not your precious range. Third, just be realistic. You will lose some range in the deep cold, maybe 20 to 30%. It's predictable, so you just plan for it. And finally, if you deal with serious snow and ice, an all-wheel drive model is definitely your best friend.
All right, so we've covered the new rebate, we've looked at the top cars, and we've gone through the real-world practicalities. Let's pull this all together and look at what really goes into making that final decision.
When you start to look past that initial sticker price, the ownership math really begins to shift. With a gas car, you're constantly paying for fuel, plus you're dealing with regular maintenance like oil changes. With an EV, your fuel, electricity, is way cheaper, and with so few moving parts, there's significantly less scheduled maintenance to worry about. And that difference really adds up. On average, a Canadian who switches from a gas car to an EV saves around $1,650 a year, just on fuel. That's a huge saving that helps offset the purchase price over the life of the car. So, there you have it. The federal rebate is back on the table. The technology is more than proven, and your choice of excellent vehicles is better than it's ever been. From range and practicality to charging speed and winter readiness, all the facts are out there. The only question left is, what's going to drive your decision?